good afternoon, good evening, Reggae Boyz fans. I hope all of you are doing well. Welcome to Reggae Boyz Commentary. Not the best of news, but just like everything else in life, when there are challenging moments, challenging situations, we bounce from it. We move on, and better is to come. That is the reality of the situation. And the reality of this situation is that the Japan versus Jamaica friendly international has been called off. Now you might be asking why. The reality of the situation is that only 10 members of the delegation have arrived in Japan. And that might prompt another question, why? Why is that so? 8 of the 10 European-based players were not allowed to travel from Amsterdam to Japan. And you might say again, why? Because the tests that they did were not acceptable. The tests that were done by those 8 European-based players were done in the mouth and in the nostril, while the only appropriate test that is to be done is in the nostril. However, the test that the 8 European-based players did was done in the mouth and in the nostril. But what should have been done was in the nostril. According to the JFF, they say that the Japanese Football Association did not inform them of this. But my reaction to this is we've been living with this pandemic in Jamaica, right? First case on the island was March, right? We're now in the month of June. April, May, June. 1 year and 3 months, 15 months, right? This is not the first time we're traveling for an international game. It's not. And it won't be the last during this pandemic. The reality of the situation is this. Everyone knows that a PCR test is in the nostrils. And once you incorporate the mouth, it's going to be compromised. I know what it feels like to get that PCR test. Feels like it's going up your brain. I did it probably every 3 days when I was overseas. Come on, man. This is not rocket science. PCR test is in the nostril, not the mouth. The test in the mouth is not the most accurate form to detect if the virus is present. It's not. So the match is called off. Off. So Jamaica won't play Japan. What's going to happen is that Japan is going to play Japan's under-24 team on Thursday. That's going to be the reality of the situation. However, the friendly internationals against Serbia will commence, and the friendly against Japan's Olympic team will also take center stage as well. So that's one less game for Jamaica. And what does that mean? One less game for Jamaica means one less opportunity to prepare for the Gold Cup, one less opportunity to prepare for the World Cup qualifiers. You know what I mean? So it's disappointing. It's disappointing. That's the only way to put it. To me, I look at it as careless. That's what I would say. Because everybody on this earth, even people that have never traveled on an airplane before, know that it is the nostrils. Everybody knows that the mouth should not be used for testing once it's a PCR test. So, We look forward to Serbia on the weekend. By then, we should have most of the delegation. I don't think Tyrick McGee will be part of the squad, but we'll see if any replacements will be called up. I'll keep you all posted as best as possible. We stay in touch. Let's go through some of the comments. JFF Joking says Teddy Lee Gray. You know it. Isn't Serbia going to Japan? Yeah, the Serbia game and the Japan Olympic game are still on. How much friendlies Japan played the other day? Good question. JFF Abigoho, JFF Clueless as usual. Lewis Baker coming? Not for now. Teddy Lee Gray says, any more updates on Nathan Redmond and Kyle Walker-Peters? Redmond is sitting and waiting. Walker-Peters is sitting and waiting. Ian Campbell says, hope for the best. Yes, Reggae Boyz fans, that's the reality of the situation. Let's hope that we can get everybody in Japan for the Serbia game. Tough game. And this is going to be our only game that will count as points in the FIFA rankings, because the Japan Olympic game is not. So that's the reality of the situation. So just to recap, the European-based players were not allowed to board the flight from Amsterdam to Japan. They weren't allowed, so because of the test, they wasn't accepted because samples were taken from the mouth and the nostril when it should have been only the nostril. So that is the situation of the scenario. So Reggae Boyz fans, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Like I said before, when you're traveling and it's a PCR test, only the nostril. Everybody knows that by now. Airports have been open for a year now, across the globe, you could say, for most places, yeah. So, honestly, should have been better. Really, really should have been better. The players that are there in Japan are frustrated, and they're also tired with the antics of the JFF. Reggae Boyz fans, we'll be back for more. Don't worry. Alright? We'll be back for more. Take care. We'll be back. Trust me.